Thank you, Ranjit. Everyone, and good afternoon to everybody. Let me first express my heartfelt gratitude to the organizers of Rasasasa Sambasa as a Indo-Sri Lankan forum on the subject, which had been held last year also successfully. Now we have come to the more successful event in this year when I see the hall full of doctors, all Indian and Sri Lankan practitioners, and all the eminent experts on the dais. And first, I have to welcome mostly our distinguished chairperson, Professor M.H. Thisera, being present here, one of the most senior professors in our sector, as well as very eminent expert practitioner in Sri Lanka, and a scholar, and an academic who had a very good experience in university teaching for decades. And also let me welcome especially on the dais Professor Prasanna Rao from India, and also Vaidya Jagadish Singh from India, and Dr. Tennakon from Sri Lanka, Director of Teaching Hospital, Borella. Then it is my duty to welcome warmly the Indian delegation who had been here, who had traveled only for the expo and also dedicated their time for visiting our institutes yesterday from the beginning to UGC and also to IIM and GAMPA, and attending some our needs, including the CCIM President, Dr. Tyagi, and other CCIM members, as well as the President of All India Ayurveda Congress. We are honored to have you here as a delegation from India representing Ayurveda. We welcome you very much, sirs and madam. And this is we have the gathering of the practitioners who are very interested in Rasa Shastra and also who are in the practice, and they are here to gain knowledge and share their experiences, and therefore we hope that your presence is very much useful to us. And then there are our provincial commissioners from Central Province and Uvo Province, as well as Director of BMRI, and some senior professors, senior lecturers from IIM, and also from GAMPA University. And also let me welcome our keynote speaker, Madam Dayani Sirivardhana, who is an expert in our sector, and she is going to make a very valuable presentation on her experiences and practice. And before conclude, I know that everybody is very much knowledgeable about Ayurveda here. Who are here is not new to Ayurveda. I don't want to give anything that is subject-wise. But I want to elaborate something very historical thing which can be shared among us. Sometimes this may be new to our people even. This is, if I say, in Sri Lanka, the period where we have entered the Rasa Shastra what is our classical, the most renowned classical book in Rasa Shastra is Prayoga Ratnavali. That is the only indigenous book written in Sinhalese language, which is mostly on rasa preparations. But that belongs to 13th century. 13th century. Before that, there is no text is recorded which is written on the subject. But I am going to give a clue, historical fact, that the Rasa Shastra was a subject in our country. In the history, Sri Lanka was a kind of a center where they had taught the related subjects in their institutions. Now, let me connect this story with the 8th century. Now, 8th century is one of the very critical period in history where the esoteric Buddhism is introduced to Sri Lanka. Now, esoteric Buddhism is the base of Tantric teaching, Tantric philosophy, and which is combined with Hinduism, Mahayana, and some Vajrayana, these kind of esoteric teachings. Now, there is a very famous character, very famous master called Amoga Vajra, who traveled to China. And there are some records. He's a native in Sinhala Deepa who studied in Abhayagiri Monastery. Abhayagiri Monastery was the center where they taught the subjects like medicine, because that is a Mahayana center. Then there is another character. There is a very famous monk who called the Vajrabodhi. Now, Vajrabodhi had come from India to study in Abhayagiri center. The master of these both monks was called Samantabhadra. He is a Sinhalese monk who was very thoroughly knowledgeable on the tantras. Now, the story goes very interesting way, where the Amoga Vajra was taking 500 tantric texts from Sri Lanka to China, and he was presenting those tantric texts to Chinese emperor. Now, some of these tantric texts were translated into Chinese language, but some of them are lost. Now, the lost tantra, where are those tantras? Now, this is the question. Now, the question is answered by another text written in 13th century in the Pali language, which is called Bhaisajya Manjusa. Now, Bhaisajya Manjusa is the only text in the world which is written in Pali. That is the only Pali medical text, now which was endorsed by the UNESCO as a national heritage of this country, documentary heritage of this country, Bhaisajya Manjusa. This is the only text written in Pali, medical text. Now, in this text, there are 60 books, there are citations, 60 citations, references given in the book. Among these citations, there are some tantric texts. Now, namely, some are Narayana Tantra, Moolagama, these kind of tantras. Now, we believe these are some of these lost tantric texts. Now, how these tantric texts are connected to the Rasa Shastra? Now, in our research, cultural and the anthropological research, we have found that most of these texts contain Rasa Shastra as well as the Nadi Shastra, because only after 8th century, these two subjects are introduced to Sri Lankan indigenous medicine. Now, with that, just I wanted to make a kind of academic elaboration in your mind to go ahead with that. Sri Lanka is a center where we had a very exclusive tradition of traditional medicine and indigenous medicine. Therefore, we are always connected with Indian subcontinent to exchange the intellectual resources. Now, this is one of that historical events. We exchange our intellectual resources. With that, I would conclude my welcome address, and after the session, throughout the session, you will listen to many valuable presentations as well as many valuable experiences. I wish you to have a good time from here, a valuable time, educative time, which can give lot to your practice. Thank you very much. I would like to continue from here the technical sessions. First of all, I would like to give a kind of introduction to the chairman's profile. The chairman of the forum, Professor M.H. Tisera, has been associated with the Gampaha Wickramaarachi Ayurveda Institute, University of Kelaniya, Yakkala, as associate professor as well as a director. He has also been associated as HOD with Institute of Indigenous Medicine, Colombo, and he is MD in Ayurveda from prestigious BHU from India. He also has added qualification of MACF, DMS, and has special interest in Dravyaguna, and he has authored more than 20 papers in local and international publications. Now, we are honored to have you, sir, here as the chairperson. And the first presentation, before the technical sessions, I would like to invite from Indian side, we'd like to listen some few words from you, sir. Dr. Prasanna Rao, please come and say a few words, sir.